variance of desires. So what you aspire to be, what you're hoping to become, maybe an answered prayer, a special purpose or to be used by the Lord. Perhaps it's for the desire for a spouse to be saved, or a prodigal child to come back to the Lord and, return to their relationship with Him, or even get saved for the first time. Maybe it's to overcome an addiction or break free from a poverty mindset, or maybe to experience healing. But God can meet every single desire. He can do all of those things because He's that radical. You might discover that your desires and His desires are actually the same, or that your desires might be different from when you first believed. Perhaps when you first came into salvation, you were really desiring certain things, but those desires now after salvation or walking with the Lord have fallen away and have changed. They've kind of redefined, and they're not the same thing. When we have a desire to please God and we align it with our prayers, God can answer them in such a surprising and radical way. And those things that He does in our life then reflect His love, His power, and His sovereignty. How amazing He is. I love this. I read this quote as I was doing research this week. He will give us those desires that are our needs, not our greeds. Interesting, hey? And I really feel that there are things that are going to be refined and defined for us today of what actually are necessities, what actually are the desires of our hearts, or what are those things that we've been hankering after that are actually not going to bring us any fulfillment, if they're maybe just going to get released today, or take second place rather than top priority. Because today, my desire is that we would just fiercely and tenaciously go after getting satisfied with Him. You think about if you're thirsty, you could easily go and drink, I won't name it, but a fizzy drink or something, some other refreshments, but that is not going to satisfy that thirst. There's water. Water would satisfy that thirst in a whole bunch of physiological, in terms of the intrinsic makeup of these things. With the fizzy juice, maybe with the sugar, it would deplete you, make you actually even more dehydrated. You know how those things. So God's going to help us redefine and align this morning what are the things that are truly going to satisfy us. Because we don't want to be satisfying ourselves with the wrong things. Like if you're hungry and you eat a packet of chips, you're going to be hungry in 10 minutes time. You need to eat some meat and veggies, and then you're going to be satisfied. So He wants to reveal to us what is going to satisfy us.